Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is News Check in case you're just joining us, a program that seeks to explore issues shaping the news. Right now we are on the road to the 2022 general election, just 6 months to the particular date that was set by IEBC. It's actually less than 6 months as we count. And of course, key timelines issued by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, just to take you through them very quickly, by between 30th of May and 10th June, this particular year, presidential candidates are supposed to submit their papers to IEBC. Campaigns are officially supposed to take off between 30th of May and end on 6th of August, 3 days to the general election. And commission aspirants, of course, had until last year, December, to raise funds for their campaigns. And of course, we saw public servants the other day resigning because the deadline for their resignation, those who have political ambitions, the deadline for their resignation was 8th of February 2022. And a lot is going to be happening on this road to the 2022 general election. But even as we look at the timelines and the date of the match that has been set to be 9th of August 2022, what are some of the issues that are shaping this year's election? And leaders who are coming up to vie and tell us that they want to lead this nation, what are they planning to do to, address some of the issues that Kenyans are facing? And to discuss that with me this morning, I'm having a panel of two gentlemen. I'll bring them on board right now just to introduce the gentleman on my far left. His name is Alex Gathii. Alex is an aspirant for the Tetu parliamentary seat, and of course he'll tell us a bit more about himself and what makes him feel that he has what it takes to become the member of parliament. And of course I have Kenneth Kinara Nyamwamu, also an aspirant for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat, and I deliberately leave his profile out so that I give him a chance to tell us why he thinks and feels that time is ripe for him to become Nairobi's next governor. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for creating time for us. Ordinarily, I would have brought in the profile, but I feel like for this interview, I want to deliberately give you a chance to tell us why. But before we get to that particular point, I just want to understand, because every time we go into an electioneering period, we focus on the people and the political parties and the mergers and the coalitions and forget about what is ailing us as a country. Yes. Then right after the election, we wake up and we realize the issues such as, joblessness, poverty, disease, we still have those issues. So why did we queue and spend our time on the campaign trail and voted on that particular day and invested so much money in that exercise, yet nothing has changed about us? So I'll begin this conversation by just getting a cocktail of both your responses. I'll begin with you, Alex. What do you think is the biggest challenge that Kenyans are facing right now, even challenges depending on how you see it, that any leader who wants to vie or comes up should address?
Thank you so much for having me. As you have said, my name is Gathii and I'm vying for Tetu parliamentary seat. I could probably give my...
First of all, let's begin by you telling us a bit more about yourself. I think it's fair that way.
Yes. Alex Gathii, I'm vying for Tetu parliamentary seat. I'm the former personal assistant to Nobel laureate Professor Wangari Maathai. We used to work with her in Tetu. And actually Tetu was voted the best constituency then. And it has declined over years. I'm also a certified cow signal trainer. I'm also a USA champion of change. I was given by President Barack Obama, somebody who can change the society. I'm a champion of change. I'm a graduate of the University of Nairobi. I'm also an alumni of the prestigious Gathii College, the way I started about the dairy production and processing for 2 years. I'm also from a certified cow signal trainer in the Netherlands. So I've worked in Tetu for quite many projects. I've done a lot of community projects, and I think I'm the MP in waiting for Tetu.
Whether that is enough for you to become the next MP is a question I'll be asking you in just a bit, but just also let's allow Kenneth to tell us a bit more about himself. Kenneth?
So my name is Kenneth Kinara Nyamwamu, and I'm vying for Governor, County of Nairobi. A little bit about myself. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science from University of La Sierra University in the United States, Riverside County. And I also have a master's degree in data analytics from the University of Maryland. I'm vying for this governorship post because I think, you know, there's an issue raised about people getting swept with the euphoria. You know, when the elections are here, people get swept in the euphoria. The party that has the most euphoria probably will get the most people elected, but then they don't look at what's that guy bringing on the table. Then 5 years in, you hear comments like, you know, this guy has wasted our time, this guy done this. So I want to bring services to the people.
All right.
I think Nairobi residents have gotten a raw deal for a long time. We only have people, for example, we have aspirants that are vying for governor of Nairobi with very questionable backgrounds. We have one guy that is called a COVID billionaire that's plastered posters all over Nairobi.
But Kenneth, I want us to twist this conversation a little bit. My aim is not to talk about the people or the political parties. I actually want us to focus on the issues, because that is what we are trying to fix. And if you look at this particular general election, and I'll go back to you, Alex, as I come to you, Kenneth, what is it that Kenyans need? What are the issues? Because you've cited that you have aspirations to become leaders come August. Do you know what Kenyans need? That's my question. Let me begin with you, Alex.
That's a good question. And yeah, elections in and out. We have been having slogans, we have been having promises, we'll build so many stadiums, we'll grow the GDP by this, we'll create so many jobs, but that has not happened. What are the lead issues? The farmers... Especially
for people in your constituency.
Yes. In Teto, they want to see the coffee prices go up so that they can have money. The tea prices in the tea auction, so that better tea prices at the auction, so that they can have good earnings from their tea. They also want to see healthcare. The hospitals having ambulances, like now in Wamagana Health Center, there is no ambulance. You can imagine, there's an MP, there's a governor, there's national government. People are dying in Wamagana Hospital. And actually, this is an appeal now to the CS, Kagwe, and even the governor, that we bring an ambulance in Wamagana. In Nyeri, for instance, the majority of Nyeri hospitals have no medicine. So people want better healthcare, better education system. The CBC is trying, and I'm worried that some of the politicians are saying are going to scrap it. As much as we parents, we are having a hard time with it. Why should we scrap something good? So I have an issue with that. So when somebody says that they're going to scrap CBC, we are not in very safe hands. So in Teto, agribusiness, we have planted a lot of avocado, we have macadamia, we have other horticulture products. We want to look for better markets, better earnings for our farmers, better roads. Like now the president has done the Mau Mau roads. I think that's an eye-opener. It's opening the whole of that region in Teto. Teto has proximity to Mount Kenya, to Aberdare ecosystem, the Aberdare forest. Are we taking advantage of the green economy? As an MP, I'll be able to double the Teto economy by growing the green economy.
Kenneth, I am a resident of Nairobi, and I asked this question, and I'm waiting to hear. Do you know what the residents of Nairobi need? What are the issues on the table for you?
So I've been doing a lot of groundwork, and I've walked throughout Nairobi. And the issues were coming over and over again. We went to Njiru, we went to the Kibera area. You know, they are asking about water, they are asking about good roads, sewage systems. Nairobi needs order in the transportation system. We are not going to cancel, we don't plan to cancel the transportation system, but we need to improve it so that, you know, we cause decongestion. Congestion has become an issue of Nairobi. But the people, especially in the informal places, in the informal settlements, they are looking for electricity. They are looking for accessible roads. They are looking for better sewerage systems. So, and they are part of Nairobi County. I don't see why why Nairobi County can't provide these services to them. And I come in as a unique candidate because I have listened to the people. And in the first 100 days, those things are going to be delivered. Yes.
But you know, we've had this before, and I just want to know whether you feel the systems have failed, because we've seen the current, leadership of the county has done quite a lot in terms of trying to decongest the city, moving bus parks to outside the concentrated CBD, introducing the railway system of transportation. And also we've seen a lot of effort by the president to make sure that the informal settlements have health facilities under the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Do you feel that there could be a problem with the structures and the initiatives that have been put in place so far?
Those are very good initiatives, and they need to be improved on. For example, you mentioned the healthcare facilities. They've been built, but now we need to make sure they're equipped. We need to make sure that they are well staffed, So, and what I'm talking about is just not empty promises.
So what is different? What is that difference that you're going to bring that Nairobi residents have?
The first thing I'll say is this. I am a candidate that is not being sponsored by any corporation or anybody. I have lived in Nairobi. I have experienced those problems, and I want to be in a position of power to deliver that to the people. Everywhere I've gone, they've said, you're the first governor that has come to talk to us. That shows an element of caring. I care about the people of Nairobi. I am not just putting slogans, I'm not just putting billboards, I'm not just, I'm walking and going to the people and listening to their problems. And if you look at my manifesto has attempted solutions to this problem. So it's not an empty promise. Just by virtue of me going to these places, especially in the informal places like Landimawe, Njiru, Kibera, just by going to these places shows that I'm listening to what the people are looking for.
All right. Let me come back to you, Alex. You, the former personal assistant to Professor Wangari Maathai, you also won in 2021 the Go Green Lifetime Achievers Award, and also USAID Champion for Change. Apart from that, residents of Tetu constituency want to know, what is it that you have done for us that can make us trust you with this mantle?
Thank you. It's very important to understand. By the way, I was working as a personal assistant when she was the member of parliament for Tetu. So I know Tetu in and out. I know the challenges that are there. And the work of a member of parliament is to mobilize resources. And for your information, Tetu is a very marginalized constituency. In fact, it's supposed to be scrapped. That's what the constitution is saying. And that's why the BBI was there to safeguard Tetu among other constituencies. And it's a very important constituency. The work of a member of parliament is to mobilize resources from development partners, from national government, from county government, and also from the national kitties within parliament. That has not happened. The work of a member of parliament is to do lobbying. I want to surprise you, and I want to declare that Tetu is the most marginalized constituency in Kenya. We have never produced a governor, the whole of Nyeri, all the governors who have been there, not a deputy governor, not a senator, not a women rep, not as the Speaker of National Assembly, not even the majority leader in the Nyeri County government. If that is not marginalization, if that is not definition of a marginalization, we have only produced one CEC to the government of Nyeri County.
But you see, we
that
cannot,
is total marginalization.
Still, we cannot, as a country, afford to have every community represented in leadership. The positions in leadership.
But you have seen them.
Should we then redefine?
You have seen negotiated democracies in the northeastern places where this clan produces the governor. The next time is this clan. This clan produces the senator. This clan produces the women rep. If the northeastern are able to come up with what we call a negotiated democracy, why is Tetu so marginalized that we cannot produce a governor, a deputy governor, a senator, a women rep, even the CEC in the county government? Why don't we even have the Speaker of the County Assembly, even the majority Speaker? We are so marginalized to the level that I feel like I need to take up the mantle.
We can see the passion.
Yes.
But then, do you think we should redefine how we look at leadership, though? Because from my understanding,
yes,
a leader should be able to serve each and every person regardless of whether they come from their community or not. Yes. If you're a governor, every person in that county, whether they come from which constituency, should actually feel the influence of your leadership. So should we redefine how we look at leadership to solve this problem, or should we aspire to have every community represented in the leadership? Can we even afford to achieve that?
Absolutely, that what you're saying is right. But I want to give you some homework. Go to the constituency county development integrated plans for the last 10 years. Teto has received the lowest amount of funding from the county government. Mm-hmm. Even from the national government, we have received very low amounts of money. We have been having MPs for the last 20 years. The best MP was Honorable Kanywa Ithaka, the late Kanywa Ithaka. Other than that, Professor Gathii tried, and also FT tried a little bit. We have never had a very good MP for Teto, and that is what I want to be. Somebody who can advocate, somebody who can represent his people, somebody who can be able to mobilize development partners for projects.
All right. I'll come back to you, Kenneth, for just a little bit. You're a registered nurse and a professional data analyst, owner and CEO of Elite Staffing Agency in Michigan, USA, and spent quite a lot of time abroad.
Yes.
You want to become Nairobi's next governor.
Yes.
People have concerns about whether you relate with the issues at home, having spent majorly most of your years away. How have you managed to connect with the issues on the ground? How will you convince them that they can trust you with this mantle?
I think it's a big misconception. First of all, I'm a Kenyan at heart. I've always been a Kenyan. I come home every year. I've done projects. I educate. I pay school fees for people in my area. I have helped people set up businesses. You know, so I'm connected in the Kenyan community. If you look at most of our elected people in parliament, a lot of them are educated abroad. Uhuru Kenyatta was educated in the US. Raila was educated abroad. Almost 80 or 90% of our representation of our politicians, they are all people who are educated abroad. So, I mean, I'm no different. I'm a Kenyan,
okay,
and I'm connected to the Kenyan issues. I've listened to, I've gone all over Nairobi and listened to the problems. So I think I come with a unique asset because I have lived outside. I've seen how service delivery is done outside. I've seen how it's done in Kenya, and I know if we can merge some policies here and there or tweak policies here and there, we can improve our service delivery. So I see it as an asset and not as a problem, actually.
As a problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, that's all the time we had for this conversation. But now Kenyans know who you are and, of course, what you have to offer. And that's how we wrap it up. Thank you so much, Alex Gathii, a politician, Tetu parliamentary seat aspirant, and Kenneth Kinara Nyamwamu, also an aspirant for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat. Thank you so much.